If not, they can eat my dick.
Yeah.
So we go 5, we go 4, we go 3, we go 2, we go 1.
What comes before
Ba-da-ba.
2?
Welcome to the show. This is the greatest show that you've ever heard of. Wildly uninteresting podcast. But you know what we need to do, really?
No.
To help our listeners out, we need to actually have an intro. But no offense against the guy, but I was like the other day, I was exchanging a panel, so I had nothing better to do. So I put on Duncan Trussell's podcast. Right. If you ever listen to his, oh my God, his intro is unbearable. For like 10 minutes straight, it's this echoey, dumb fucking just, it blew me away. I was like, why do you have this? Like, I feel like that little do thing in the beginning of ours is like, will like deter people from listening, but we don't do it that long. His was like 10 minutes. I was like, Jesus, I hope this ends quick. And that, I don't know. I
didn't know he had one.
Yeah, it's I forgot the name of Duncan Trussell something.
That's fine.
Like,
I knew he had one, but I've never listened to it. It's kind of disappointing to me that it's an unbearable and extremely
just
long
that
intro.
beginning. And maybe it was that one podcast. Maybe he has technical difficulty. I doubt it. I think that's how it just is.
I would hope that he would
Maybe he
edit
was
it
just
out.
feeling inspired.
I guess. Dude.
I don't know if, whatever. That's
But
inspiration.
I will say that
Maybe turn
if
me
you're
down a little.
interested in his new show,
Thank you.
definitely watch it. It's pretty good. It's hard if you don't know Duncan Trussell before you go into it. It's kind of like, what the hell is this show about? But he kind of mixes like a show cartoon with some of his podcast work, and he meshes them together. So it's kind of a mix.
He took like
it's pretty good.
the conversations and made art to it.
Okay. So
Yeah.
it's like a compiler.
It's the people who make
Compiler.
Adventure Time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can say
Adventure
it's
Time.
little cartoon characters walking around doing things. It's, of course, got like a main character, and he goes to different...
okay.
Which we watched it, or we had it on TV last week when Couch and Danner were here, but
Yeah.
I can't really say that we watched it.
Yeah.
You know.
It's like it caught my eye.
Mm-hmm.
And then I saw it on Netflix, like when I was scrolling through and shit. I was like, that's what that was.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
it.
man.
Give it a go.
It's definitely pretty good to watch. Even if you catch one episode, he has a Dr. Drew episode. Check that.
It's
that
the
was
very
pretty
first
good.
one.
Yeah. Oh, was it? Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was pretty good. And then he had the last one of the season is with his mom, dude, and it's a legit episode.
Yeah,
dude.
it's fantastic.
Heartfelt.
He saved the best for last, that's for sure.
Yeah, we didn't notice it was his mom until she started talking about him sucking on her tit as a baby and shit. I was like, I get it.
Well, that still could just be any woman
Yeah.
that he's come across.
Yes.
Just latching onto titties.
No,
He was
his show's
rambunctious, baby.
His show's pretty good, but as far as like his real podcast, just skip the intro, dude, because it's killer.
I need to listen to it.
Okay, so there's a 30 Seconds to Mars song like at the end of one of their albums,
Mm-hmm.
and it has like some, I guess you could say like cult-like chanting going on, like, you know, and there's like just like feedback and like crazy ass noises and shit.
Yeah.
And it used to irritate the shit out of me, and I would always just skip it.
Yeah.
But now I love it.
Yeah.
Like I just
Oh,
throw it
really?
on. I throw it on playlists just so I can hear the.
I think there's certainly a time and place for stuff like that, because there's a lot of the Doors music that's real trippy. It's really out there, and it really just depends on, you know, the mood or what you're into. I can see where a lot of people wouldn't like it,
Yeah.
but some of their weirdest shit is some of my favorite stuff.
Hell yeah!
Just depends.
Last night, when I went for my walk, I listened to "The Devil and God Are Raging Inside Me."
Oh,
But, like I
yeah.
had headphones on, like I had like the
Oh,
noise canceling
Jesus.
earbuds going.
Damn,
that shit was
beautiful.
blasting. Like I
Yeah.
heard shit I hadn't heard before.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
awesome.
It made me so happy.
Always how you do
do
that. Take music that you normally listen to that it's just like because your brain inevitably once you listen to something for so long, it's just like it puts the pieces together. You don't really hear anything new. You just catch the gist of it.
Yeah.
But if you ever get a chance to take some mushrooms, listen to some music that is like really good music, really well composed
Yeah,
music.
not garbage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll
Yeah,
find a
don't
new
listen to
love
No
for
Doubt.
it. You'll find a new love for it, and then when you listen to the future without mushrooms, you see those little parts and you begin to like more of it or love more of it.
You'll get some shit peeking out, and you're like, oh yeah, that's
Yeah, it's amazing way like it's amazing how much your mind goes on autopilot when you're like music. Definitely, if you're not playing it, of course. I know when you play it,
I'd say you've been playing
Even
it.
when I'm playing it, I zone out.
Really?
What are we doing now?
Even when you're on stage and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Damn, dude. So it's we were watching that, and I was watching a video about like vision and how we actually see with our brain instead of our eyes and all this other stuff, and it just amazed me how much our mind makes up this world for us and puts us on autopilot. It doesn't really take anything in new unless you force it to take in something new. Other than that, it's just finding a way to make sense of.
Yeah, let's just skate through.
Yeah.
Here's your comfort, my man.
Do you think you would enjoy life more as a blind man? You think you would appreciate life more as a
I'd be
blind
pissed.
man? Would you be mad?
Yeah.
So would you rather be blind or would you rather be deaf?
Oh, I'd definitely rather be blind.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I can get around more being blind than I could being deaf.
I always really hated that question.
It's a tough one. Ain't
Why?
it?
It's like they both suck. Would you
Yeah,
rather
I
burn
don't-
alive or drown?
Yeah, I don't want to do either fucking one and call it a day.
Would you rather rape or be raped?
Or raped.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'd definitely rather rape.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I just figure like, if I were blind, I'd be depressed, but I could listen to music. If I
Yeah.
were deaf, I'd be depressed, but I couldn't listen to music.
I can't imagine being deaf. It definitely,
Deaf.
from just, I guess, surface, it seems to me like being deaf would be worse. But then when I started really thinking about it, they both seem awful. To know that I could never look at flowers again,
Yeah.
I could never see your face. Like, I can't imagine that. Like, I'd be able
They
to
can
see
take
it
my
up
smell.
here.
How about that? You can have the smell. That. And
I
my
love
and my
smell,
raging boner.
too.
All of it. Can have all that.
Actually, maybe smell because mine's sensitive.
Mm-hmm.
And, his farts are 10 times worse when I know they're not really that bad. I mean, they're bad, but they're not
they're
as
bad.
bad. And
Definitely
the
bad.
cat shit, oh man, maybe. But then I couldn't smell food anymore.
Yeah.
You lose a lot of your taste as well.
Yeah.
It'd be
Yeah,
rough.
it's a big one, ain't it?
Yeah.
And I feel like losing your hearing, your equilibrium be off. So, you know what I mean? You wouldn't
Yeah.
be as agile if you were deaf.
I'd be
because-
fucked. I'd be falling over everywhere. I'm already a little not great.
You should never know how annoying Gilbert Gottfried his voice is.
His face is
Oh,
annoying
God.
enough. His
true.
face looks just like his voice sounds.
I was definitely looking forward to the podcast, though, man. With all the work that we've been putting in this week, I was like, man,
Yeah.
I need a break to just escape. It's funny when you do. So I've done electric for 11 years, like, and it's not. I'm not gonna say it's the same thing because you always throw different things and different problems. So it's very interesting to me, and I love it. But I was ready to get away from electric work. I'm like, damn, dude, it's all we really talk about: quoting and then go and do jobs and come home and quote some more. Don't get to bed till 10 or 11, and it's like, damn, dude, I needed a break. And that's funny that this is a break,
I have
than
to,
doing
I
a
have to
podcast.
force him some nights to do estimates and stuff
Yeah.
because he's been working all day. He's
I
been
don't
up
think-
since 6 o'clock.
Could you ever just blindly throw out numbers?
Oh yeah, I could probably do.
Okay.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
so. I might lose here and there, but I feel like if it came down to it, I could just throw out a number.
It's like a teacher that doesn't give a shit about grading papers anymore. Hey, you get a B.
Yeah.
Take the median of all the dudes' grades up until the end and be like, well, you're gonna probably get a B on this
Yeah.
anyway. But I feel like a lot of people leave that thought out when they're like, start your own thing, because then it doesn't turn into an 8, 10, 12-hour day of work. It turns into 8, 10, 12 of that, and then coming home for an hour or two quoting, and then it consumes. It consumes.
So are you just unwilling to slow down and do less work?
Right now, I think that I'm unwilling to do that. So we thought about that. And I was like, well, maybe I could take on less. But I swear, every call that comes in, my brain's just like, we got to take care of this
Hell yeah.
customer better than the last customer. We got to, keep going. Especially right now until I get like a bunch of employees, we're settled. I feel like I got to get after it until, we can kind of
Right.
to level out. I think that's with any new thing that you start.
Well, and I think it's a lot of work because it's 6 days a week. He's getting up super early. He's going to bed really late, and there's other stuff in between. But it's not like he's all over the place. Like one day might be because he's estimating all over, but he'll be
yeah.
on one job for 3 days. So
Yeah.
it's just it takes what it takes.
Are you going to be making the application for the new employees?
Ooh,
Yeah.
absolutely.
If it involves paperwork, she's on it.
I'm on the paper.
That's
I do all
with your
paper.
psychology shit.
Yeah, dude.
Because more than just education and
Right.
I want to put on there, like, if you have to clip the blue wire or the red wire, which one do you clip?
Which pill do you take? No, that's we talked about that, how fun that's going to be.
Oh,
and
I
then,
can't wait to do it.
And then how, you got to think, once you get an employee, you're not working now to put food on your table. Now you're providing a life and lifestyle for another
Are
human.
you going to call them your protege?
Absolutely.
unless they're
it's
an
going to be a
apprentice.
protege application.
Protege application.
But
That's something that I can't wait for, dude.
yes.
I think a lot of companies, they forget that this is what pisses me off about companies, dude. They forget that the only reason they're making money at all is because of that employee that's willing to work for, the whatever you decide to pay
Pennies.
them and all that. Compared to what they're making, it's definitely pennies. And it's, I think they fail to realize that. But not only that, but the employee fails to realize the asset that they are to that person. They provide $12 an hour and they don't even have to work for it.
I mean, that happens in every aspect of life, really, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's-
I'm married. My wife means nothing now. It's been 7 years.
I guess it's easy to just become stagnant, I guess,
In anything, right?
yeah. It still sucks, though. I mean, at least, though, that, I guess, experience with companies not treating people right has given us motivation
To do better.
to do better. We have goals for how we want to be as employers, and hopefully we stay true to that.
Yeah.
And hopefully if someone comes to us and says, hey, you're being a real douchebag right now,
Cool,
we would
like, we'll
listen to
fix
that and fix that shit and
Right.
not just be like, all right, well, get out of my office.
Get out of the office.
Get the fuck out!
Yeah,
You should
like
have,
some people do.
You should have a boo box, like in Hook.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
We'll
Everybody
use
acts
that right
out.
there.
That's right.
Hell yeah.
The, but no, there's something else that I was thinking of. Like today, I made a post on Facebook about following a dream or whatever. And like before we started the company, dude, I didn't want to get up for work. I was like, fuck that. I would not work over 4 o'clock. I'm home by 4. To hell with this. I had no driver motivation, and to realize now that I'm doing 32 straight days at 10 to 12 hours a day, you'd be amazed what happens when you're doing something for yourself. And it made me realize, like, anything, like starting a family or buying a new car or, whatever you're working to, whatever it is.
Writing a book.
Whatever the
Yeah.
fuck it is.
Writing your skits and writing music. all that.
Sketches.
Oh, sketches. my
Whatever,
fault.
bitch. They're the same thing.
No. No.
Yeah.
But
Please define. No.
But that's something that I looked at. Like, it does not have to be a company. It does not have to be something amazing. Like, a lot of people are having trouble just doing normal ass shit. Like, we need to be
Right.
motivated to do more than just, going to work and buy shit off Amazon and pay taxes and die. You know what I mean? Like, whatever the goal. Like, I think so many people are like, well, I got to start a company. I got to do this and that. No, you don't. Strive to just live a happy, good life. You know what I mean?
You have to start where you're at, too. Like, some people are struggling just to literally get their feet on the ground in the morning to
Yeah.
get out of bed. So if
Right.
that's where you're at, don't make it your goal to start writing more or doing whatever you want to do. Make it to be,
Focus on
okay,
yeah.
I get up at this time every morning. I'm doing it whether I want to or not. Like, whatever it is.
Make it your goal to not buy bullets.
For real. Yes. Do not
That's-
apply for a gun.
It's a huge
Permit.
goal, though. You know what I mean? Like, even those things. A lot of people are having trouble with that just because the world technically, it sucks. Like,
Yeah.
and people are realizing how bad it sucks now. And it's hard to fix that when you feel like shit every day. You know?
Yeah.
So I thought that was cool. I think most people think that they have to be above and beyond in their dreams and goals and stuff, and you really don't. Like, to make yourself feel worth anything and value yourself, I think just chasing finding a wife that could be a partner, or finding a husband that could be that's a goal. Like, you know what I mean? Taking care of the one kid you have is a goal
To the best
like,
of
to
your
the best of
ability. Yeah.
You're raising a human thing. Like,
Teach
this-
that
no.
thing science.
Yeah. You don't have to go above and beyond. Just make life your bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And I,
Fall short, but focus.
yeah.
'Cause
Focus.
we were talking earlier this week, me and the guys, it's all over the internet. So the week that those the paychecks came out, not paychecks,
The
but
stimulus.
stimulus
I
checks.
really thought this was going to be about robots.
Oh, we can go there.
We can
No,
make
no, no,
it.
no.
We can go
Continue.
there.
Yes.
But the week that it came out was the biggest week in like some odd months leading up to it for e-commerce, because people got these checks and they weren't like evicting people and shit, and they're like they're okay with you not paying that stuff. So they were like, well, cool, I can go on Amazon and go buy a bunch of dumb shit.
Those idiots.
Yeah, think about that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
When's the last
goodness.
time you actually literally bought something that you completely didn't need, or it was worthless? You know what I mean? I think it's been a while since I made a stupid dumb purchase.
Would you consider a movie to be in that category?
No.
Okay,
I don't
then I
think
don't
so.
know.
Would you, Sarah?
No, because, I mean, you watch it when you get off work.
There's a joy in
Yeah,
watching it.
there's a reason for buying it. It's not like you bought it, didn't unwrap it, put it on the shelf, and forgot about it.
yeah.
That would be fucking
That'd be a
worthless.
dumb- yeah. That'd be a dumb, stupid purchase.
I watched it last night.
What was it?
Have you guys seen A Quiet Place?
Oh, no.
No?
Yeah.
What is it? What is it?
Dude. It's like it's I don't know. It's this world, but there are these creatures, like they're blind, but like their hearing is just like super good.
Yeah.
And if they hear you, they're gonna fuck you up.
Damn.
Yeah, they're
Does it have that one chick in it?
it's Emily Blunt, I think is
Emily
her name.
Blunt, okay.
It's, John Krasinski like wrote, directed it, and stars in it.
Nice.
He's got a family, and they're running around, and like, oh god, it's cool. Like, it's a little slow at times because I mean it's like they're pretty much speaking sign language throughout the movie.
Yeah. I'm okay with that.
I was
But
saying, I think
it's
I'm
good
cool
for
with that.
world building, and like within the first like 5 minutes, there's just a badass kill.
Yeah.
oh.
Awesome. It sounds
Yeah.
really interesting. Even if it was boring as hell, it sounds like something I'd like to put
Oh,
in my
yeah.
memory
It's
bank.
not that movie that they run around with the blindfolds on and stuff.
No,
right?
that's like Bird Box or some
Bird
shit.
Bo- okay,
I
cool.
haven't seen that.
It's a
but-
stupid name for a
don't worry
movie.
about it.
Yeah.
Don't go see that.
It don't.
don't even bother.
I don't care.
Oh,
No,
gosh.
man, that's a good movie. I think that's an okay purchase for me because it gives you something to relax with, and
Yeah,
you know,
Yeah, yeah.
watching movies is a form of meditation, whether you like it or not. You know?
Whether you like it or not.
You take that to the bank.
To the bank.
To the bank.
No, man,
I
that's you said the band didn't get back together immediately. I thought it
Yeah.
was like I thought you ought to be on the shit immediately.
You would think, but Gary's dying, so
Gary's
instead we're
dying.
just not gonna.
Not doing it, man. That's it's crazy, dude. That it seems like they've handed all media outlets a script to say that we're post pandemic and it's over and nobody's getting sick and the death rates are down and the contract rates are down, and it's just funny how we're treating this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now everybody's jacked because they can go to the beach or they can go, do the
Yeah.
dumb shit they did before,
But then here comes the second wave.
second wave's gonna
But
get 'em.
that's fine. Because I was thinking the other day about how like we're gonna look back at this and shit, and is it gonna be? Because I mean, it seems like with the death rates and like the cases and stuff, it's not as bad as they made it out to be. Like I
Right.
still don't want it,
Right.
but it's not as bad as it was. So looking back, I feel like people are gonna people that didn't go through it are gonna be like, why the fuck were you people so afraid? It's like the flu. And then it's like, ooh, but it wasn't like the flu.
It wasn't.
It was.
Yeah.
It was.
Yes.
We'll
It
see.
sucked, but not a lot of people died.
That's what we were talking about when it comes to the word pandemic and talking about like the Black Plague, and there was nothing to stop that wave of stuff happening. This was so minute in retrospect to the millions of deaths that have happened over a sickness in the world over,
Yeah.
a century or so,
It's just
or whatever.
the uncertainty got everybody's panties in a bunch.
Yeah, but imagine if something real deal like the Black Plague, that there was nothing to stop. It was just killing all ages, blah, blah, blah. Imagine if that actually swept through. Like, the only reason they're opening things up is because we're kind of crashing here. We need the
That's
economy
the only
to
reason.
move. That's it.
I was listening to NPR and they said that they need 14 days in a row where, this is for Kentucky anyway, where the death rate is down each day. So they want to
Yeah.
see it decreasing for 2 weeks consistently before they'll open anything up. But they already have May 11th as the day that they're going to open everything up.
Yeah.
And this was like
They
the
already planned it.
29th or 30th of April when I listened to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not 2 weeks.
No.
And it wasn't down. They said it. After they said that, they said, and it hasn't happened yet. Like,
Damn.
so what are you talking about May 11th? That's 12 days.
They couldn't wait, dude. They were like,
We're doing it.
We got to do this. We got to
Who
open
knows?
it up.
Maybe they'll push it back. They're like, oh, we said we were going to do this, but we're not.
Yeah.
But think about that, like how crazy it is if something real deal came through, like this on steroids times 10. Like there's no way that we would crash. It's such a fragile system that we would crash no matter what. We just proved it with this, and we were only down a month. Imagine being down a year, 2
Yeah.
years. I mean, true quarantine.
Yeah,
true pandemic.
If they seriously shut stuff down when they first knew about how it was going and killing people and stuff, if they had actually shut it down at the beginning of the year, we'd be fucked.
Yeah,
It'd be done for.
Anyway, that's you think about that and the way people are treating it, it's almost like a wave of social media bullshit. Like I just seen a bunch of memes about being quarantined. Bitch, you weren't truly quarantined.
No, you could
still
leave
walk
your house
outside.
when you want.
You
Yeah.
pussy.
Did you guys see that China wouldn't let the World Health Organization in to investigate?
Yes. They don't
would
want to see, or they don't want to show people, I guess, either their real numbers or the fact that they haven't changed anything.
I was thinking that kind of makes me think there's a conspiracy afoot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I can see that.
When you try to
Everything makes me think that though.
Yeah.
Well, no, you're right though. When you go into a form of hiding and being secretive and not allowing media outlets, or the fucking the group that takes care of these health issues that could better your system, there's treachery afoot.
Treachery.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Well,
Of course there is.
as soon as you brought up pandemic, all I could think was they just said it to cause hysteria,
Oh yeah.
to see how
How it
either
would go.
people would react or to bump up
Do
the
you think we're
economy
far,
initially or
Do
whatever.
you think we're far enough away from the movie Outbreak to where like the word outbreak wouldn't really be that? Ooh, we got an outbreak, everybody.
Yeah.
We've lived through that. It's
Yeah.
a pandemic now.
Yeah, outbreak doesn't, pandemic to me anyway, just sounds so much worse
So
than
much
an
worse.
outbreak.
Oh yeah.
Because you can have an
Yeah.
outbreak of head lice.
Yeah.
You don't have a head lice pandemic.
That'd be cool though.
we will now though.
It's killing people.
And they start growing. I saw a lice. It was 3 feet tall.
Yes, it was bigger than my child.
That's but that's baffling, man, that we have treated it the way we've treated it. And it makes me laugh too, because now they're saying postpone it, and you see all these people trying to sell all the masks that they've made up until now.
Yeah.
Like that Jason Momoa guy, he's like advertising the shit out of him because he's like, we made, enough for every human on earth. We
Yeah.
gotta sell these.
We
Like
made 7 billion. Please, someone
Host-
buy one.
post pandemic, my dick. We gotta sell these masks.
I mean, it makes sense, like with the masks. I mean, they're saying that we're gonna have to wear them and shit if you want to go places,
Oh, so we're still
which is
doing
like
the mask
stupid.
law.
But so I ended up buying one, like so that I can continue working.
Yeah.
as an essential.
Oh, you
employee.
had to. though,
Yeah.
probably.
Because they're all like, oh, if you want to keep working here, you got to wear a mask. So I bought a mask, but it has a pentagram on it.
That's
Oh,
right.
that's badass.
That's how I felt.
I like that you could get a pentagram mask.
Hell yeah.
I love America. It's a beautiful place.
I want one that has a Hitler mustache and a mouth. You know what I mean?
That'd be awesome.
Good idea.
Yeah, that's what we should have got into, making goof masks.
I feel like you'd have a lot more
Yeah.
people looking at your hair a little more closely.
Yeah.
It's in the right light, like it's blonde. They're like, oh, is this one of those Aryan motherfuckers?
Yes.
You wish, bitch.
It's beautiful.
That'd be beautiful. Yeah.
I really like the idea of the Hitler stash. It's good.
But
yeah.
the
Pentagram is good. I want one with little Kit Kat whiskers so I don't fit in with you all. It's like little Kit Kats.
It would be cool to have different celebrity mouths, and everybody just makes it into a game.
Yeah. Oh my God, that's
Oh, yeah.
Clooney.
yeah, Clooney.
Yeah.
But
That's really neat.
I feel like this all has been a game. It's like you said, when you use pandemic, we're talking about something substantial. Like, and I just don't feel like this was it. But I feel like this was a precursor to what it's gonna be like when shit really hits the fan. Like, dude, just wait. Like, when it hits the fan, nothing's gonna matter. Money's not gonna matter. The house that you bought, the cars you have, the any goal that you've reached, any of that ain't gonna matter.
Oh, simmer down. The
It ain't
car
gonna
could
matter.
still be handy.
Oh yeah, you
Do
just gotta deck
donuts
it
and
out
take people out.
with roll
Do
cages
donuts.
and a sled at the front of it, so you can just.
So if you bought
multi-ball.
roll cages and sleds, you're good.
you're good to go.
Yes. So this is what's really going on. There's not actually a virus right now.
Oh,
The government just told us that because they want to see how the people will respond.
yeah.
But they're preparing a man-made virus that they're going to unleash on the population.
Yes.
And that way now they have protocols for how to handle this situation so they can make everyone feel comfortable and handling things. But really, they're just trying to kill us off. And, or whatever their motivation
check
is.
this
I
out.
don't know.
Check
I don't
this
even
out,
know
though.
that.
Though, just get
Imagine-
the hell on with it.
Imagine if the deaths that have happened, right, are just normal flu deaths.
Yeah.
Right. But they amped it up with what you're saying, with this word pandemic and with the word COVID-19.
Pandemic.
Right? So say they did that and they were just accenting the flu deaths or whatever. And then the people who got the flu technically went in and they were like,
Those
"Oh,
at
you
home
got
not
COVID."
watching, he air quoted.
Yeah. You got COVID and stuff like that. So they survived and they're like, I survived COVID and stuff. Like you said, maybe it is a practice run. They just accented flu virus cases that were already going to be, right?
They could even
Just to
be
see how
false
we're-
numbers. They could be telling us anything and we don't know.
You don't know. Do you know anybody personally? Do you know anybody who made the test that, like, you don't know? They
I
could
don't know
feed you
anyone who
anything.
had it.
Dr.
Yeah.
Sex Woods had it,
Did
Whatever,
he really?
dude.
according to his antibodies.
Yeah, I don't believe his antibodies.
Did he test them himself in his homemade lab, bro?
I don't know.
Yeah, he did.
Fine.
It's the shit.
But you're right though. It could be
everything.
a practice run, a test run for what could really be, and that's scary, bro. Like,
Yeah. Which leads me to believe that we should be more prepared because I was
yeah.
just like off the cuff saying that, but I 100% now believe it. So it is definitely the government has something that they're going to unleash that is way worse and will kill.
Did we already talk about Mike Pence not wearing a mask to the Mayo Clinic? I
No.
don't remember how long
No,
ago this
that's
happened.
awesome.
Okay.
No.
So they have the regulation, you're supposed to wear a mask to the So Mike Pence is the only person in the picture not wearing a mask. He's surrounded by people.
What the fuck?
So it made me think that there's already a vaccine. He has it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they just don't want the masses to know that it's out there.
Yeah.
Because they want to keep us in the state of fear and uncertainty.
got to, yeah.
Because, otherwise, that is like a piss poor example to lead by.
Yeah. He's
No,
an
you're right.
idiot.
I mean, he's an idiot.
Yeah.
No surprise. But still,
Yeah.
Yo, it's crazy though. Like, that's something to think about because that is entirely plausible. Entirely. Nothing. You can't tell me anything. Like, that's plausible. I still believe wholeheartedly that they have a cure for cancer, but it would not benefit them as a whole to give you that.
No.
It benefits them to take everything you own
Yeah.
by feeding you this
'Cause then if they
poison.
give it to everybody, they're making less money. There are far more people in the world than there should be.
Yeah.
They,
And there's already too many.
there's too many. They got to keep you sick, weak, and helpless. They have to, or their system doesn't work. If we believe in us and we don't believe in the system and we just take care of us, the community takes care of the community. The government loses, and they know that. Like, without us, there is no higher up. There is no hierarchy. There's nothing. They
Right.
have nothing. But that's how they do it. They have to keep us weak. They have to keep us scared. And there's so many people like beg the government to be. We keep voting in somebody
Please, government,
that's gonna
save
make
me.
these changes. They make these promises just to get us like, oh, we still believe in a system that hasn't worked from the beginning.
Right.
It's just kept you scared, weak, wanting that help from somebody. They're not going to give it to you. Stop waiting. Stop voting them in.
I
Stop
feel like
believing
they
it works.
gave the people cheese for a while.
Yeah,
For
government
okay.
cheese.
That's helpful.
Yay.
For a little bit, yeah.
That good ass cheese.
Yeah.
Makes
But-
Velveeta look like fancy cheese.
That's it. It makes no sense. Especially like these older guys that I work for and stuff. They're just like they totally believe we just gotta vote in another Democrat or another Republican or they're gonna save
Like
us.
it fucking matters.
It's not
which
gonna
way
matter.
It is. Yeah.
You're still gonna pay the taxes. You're still gonna work till you die. You're still gonna, if you get cancer, you're gonna die probably, or they're gonna take everything you own in the process. Like
You know, if they
this
were,
doesn't change.
if the government were smart about it, and I'm going on with my conspiracy that they are behind all of this,
Go with it.
they will, when they come up with their quote unquote vaccine, it will be something
Air
that you
quotes.
have to take. Thank you. That you have to take forever, or you'll die from it, or it'll spread or whatever. Insert problem here.
If you don't take it every 6 months, it'll
Oh, dude,
mutate.
you're right.
Yeah.
They have to. They
Look,
have to build
I
something
swear to
like
God, it's on. Today's March May 2nd. It is on film now. If this shit happens, I quit.
that. It's going to be something that you have to continuously take. No. I truly believe that. Like, think about any type of medicine that they give you. It's a period of time that you
Yeah.
have to be on it, or like high blood pressure medicine. They don't even give you like the tools to bring that down to like the levels you should be. They don't give you a plan for that. They're like, here, we'll give you this medicine. You have to take it.
Yeah. Or you're going to
Practically
die.
for the rest of your life. If you stop taking it after 2 years, you're going to immediately die because your blood's going to clot because it's had this help.
Yeah.
I'm going off on a tangent, but you get like that. That's how it is.
But then if they do that, then you could just be the type of person that doesn't take it. Mm-hmm. And then they're still going to get rich, but not off of you.
That's right.
And then
So-
you could be
I
that
wouldn't
person
think
like
that shit.
preaching from the steps of the courthouse or whatever.
On your
Stop
soapbox.
taking your medicine, man.
But that goes back to another thing though. We believe in that system so much that we allow that to happen. So we eat the ice cream, we eat the fast food, we treat our health like dog shit. Just because we have it in the back of our mind, like, oh, we got medical care, we'll get it taken care of. We got this, we got that. And in reality, if you put the power back into your hands and took care of your diet, took care of go and work your own
Right.
shit, whether it's under the table or through a legitimate business, go take care of you. And to hell with the government that you keep voting in that keeps raping you every time.
Yeah.
Stop doing that. Like, put the power back in your hands. Now, I eat a lot of ice cream. I eat a lot of bad stuff.
I was like, why are you ragging on ice cream?
No. I eat all that stuff. So I will deal with that when it comes. Like, when it comes, like,
Right.
if it comes where I need to be on a medicine when I'm older, I did that. Like, I'm comfortable with it. There's no need to complain.
I also
right?
think that there's like a middle ground, which presently you're not working out and stuff a whole lot like you used
Right.
to, but you have that in your benefit. Like you've
Right.
taken
I'm
care
active.
of your body for most of your life.
Even at work, too, I feel like that's
Yeah, you have a very
that's
physical
substantial.
job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't like eat like shit when I'm working, and when I do eat lunch, it's really healthy
Mm-hmm.
and stuff. So yeah, I have that in my benefit, and there'll come a time when the gym comes back.
Right.
Just trying to get your body back to normal.
Right, it's just presently it's out of the question,
But I haven't gained like 120 pounds in the You know what I
No,
mean? Like
exactly.
eating nothing but bullshit. And we're at this table, we're pretty healthy, you know, as far as weight goes and looks like, it's pretty healthy.
I eat like shit.
Yeah, but I mean, you're not, you know, 500 pounds and, you know, you don't have bulls coming out of your neck and shit because you eat. So, you know what I mean? So you're still,
I
you
ate a
got your
bag
health
of those
about you.
garlic rye Gardettos.
Oh, did you like those?
I loved it.
Did you?
So good.
We ate the cheddar ones the other night,
Yeah.
and it was so bland.
The
Don't
other
buy
night.
it
It
up
was
there.
like 4 months ago.
Yeah. Still the other night. It's
Yeah,
not
it
tonight.
totally was. It wasn't this one.
If it wasn't today or yesterday, it was the other day.
Yeah.
But they were like bland, dude. Like I hate when a chip's too bland. It's like, what am I eating?
I feel like
Yeah.
if they had left the original Gardetto flavor on it with the cheddar,
Oh,
it
yeah.
would have been all right. But it was just cheddar. It was like some
Dust.
shitty dust. I swear to God, it's exactly what I was gonna say. It was
shit.
dust. Dust.
They should sell
In the wind.
Cool Ranch Dorito dust.
I've said
I
it
will-
so many times.
Why don't they?
I don't know. I'd put it on everything. Ice cream.
Oh,
If anybody out there's listening who works for Doritos, give us a call.
they don't sell
Yes.
like, you know how some places, even Grippo's now, they sell their seasoning. So they don't sell a seasoning that's Cool Ranch
No.
Dorito. That's bullshit,
I
right?
know. It
It's
sucks.
proprietary. That's why, you know, they were like, it only belongs on our chips.
Whatever. They could make so much money.
Yeah.
Oh, I know.
We
I'd
put
be
it on
down.
popcorn.
Ooh, God, shut your mouth.
Cool. I know.
I would die off of popcorn.
Domestic
Cool Ranch.
abuse.
Which has increased due to quarantine,
Oh,
Oh
mind
yeah,
you.
man. But I remember there was a podcast before all this began. There was a podcast where I said that there are going to be like a substantial amount of divorces, like an uptick in those and stuff. And it was funny when she told me about like the 20% increase in domestic violence. It was like, well, no shit. Look how many people can't stand the person they're with. And they have these kids that they don't even know why they had them.
Yeah.
What the so of course they got to be around that person for a bigger percentage
It's like
of their life.
They didn't figure out physically why kids keep coming out.
Yeah, they're just like why? They just can't figure out why it's happening.
Why does this
Why
keep
is this happening
happening?
to me?
Just dump and cum in my wife. Why do these things keep falling out of her?
Why does it take so long for him to come out?
Public schooling system. That's why they don't.
Oh, I love it.
But no, man, that's and it didn't. I wasn't shocked or anything. I kind of like laughed, even though it's not a laughing matter.
It's a laughing matter.
Yeah, because, well, no, you know what I mean? No shit. Because you got with this person that maybe back in the day you got with their looks or you couldn't get anything else. Let's face it, there's a lot of that.
Yeah.
And then, of course, you're gonna be like, I got to be around this bitch.
Like
for
if somebody
80
could
more-
sneak into your house and become your husband, then it wouldn't be a laughing matter. But you chose that motherfucker.
chose them, yo.
If you wake up and there's a stranger in your bed,
We're
they're
married
your-
now, bitch.
Yep.
Oh shit!
your
This
spouse.
again.
And I'm not even,
Fifth wedding this year.
even when it comes like, you know, I said your wife, but, you know, the husband can be just as bad or the wife did it, you know, oh, he has a good job and all that. Like, he's, you know,
Yeah.
look at his
Trifling
hair.
hoe.
Look at his faux hawk. It looks so good on him. And then, you know,
Look
sure
at his
enough,
faux hawk. It looks so good.
I feel like there's a lot of, like,
My
most
man looks good with the
douchebags,
faux hawk.
most
That's right.
douchebags have faux hawks.
Oh, yeah. Most definitely. I can't think of another hairstyle that douchebags have. I'm trying to think of one. I guess like the swoop, but that's
Yeah,
kind of
definitely the swoop.
yeah.
Like a fade, I feel like a bunch of douchebags have, like a fade.
Yeah, pretty much anybody that you can tell they have product in their hair.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I've been a guy that I've cut my own hair when I got haircuts. Like, I was just like, I can do this myself. I'll just do it. You know what I mean? I just don't see the point in,
know what I
like,
mean.
you don't do nothing to your hair, right? You don't put, like, gel and shit.
You cut it yourself,
What's
still.
Yes.
What's the point? And even, like, Sarah, it just grows and she puts it up and it looks nice and all
I
that.
haven't had it cut since our wedding, or after. It was right after I got it cut. I haven't
But
cut it
she
since.
don't do none of this stuff. It looks fantastic. Like, all these people, if you gotta put that much attention in your hair, you're doing something
Yeah.
in life. Like, you're doing something wrong in life.
I remember talking.
It's too much time wasted on hair.
Yeah. I remember at work talking about like when I get up and get ready and everything, and I went through my whole routine. This was when I was still working at the clinic.
For the man.
Yeah, that's right. I had said, I get up at 4:30. I already have my clothes laid out. I put them on. I brush my teeth and I leave. I pee if I have time. Most of the time I didn't. And they asked about my hair. Like, well, you clearly take time to do your hair. Nope. No. And so I'll brush it back and I leave. Like, this is what it looks like. I might pull it back or something, but this is what it looks like.
But
I'm not fucking with it.
that's something my papa said when I was young, right? He was like, don't find a
dude,
woman.
right?
Yeah.
Okay.
He was like, don't find a wife that her nails always look good, her hair's always taken care of, she always has makeup on. He was like, because if she can waste that much time doing that, then there's no way that you all can build a life together. Like, there's so much time wasted on your looks, when in reality, a woman's beautiful with none of that. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, all women are beautiful without the makeup, And it's like taking nose spray and you make the problem worse by doing nose spray, right?
Right.
Well, women who put on makeup constantly, everything, no shit, you look like hell when you take the makeup off because you're constantly rubbing and putting on this stuff, chemicals on your face and shit. Just give it like 2 weeks, 3 weeks
People
without.
get used to seeing you with no blemishes, no, it's fucking perfect. Like,
Right.
of course you look like an ogre when you take that shit off because you're imperfect.
You're imperfect.
Holy shit.
But
what?
I feel like, dude, I've always said that a woman looks her best when none of that, sweats and a t-shirt. And like, I'd rather see a female like that than I would. Now, getting dressed up so nice every now and then. Let's not, I'm not shitting nobody. But,
Let's not go crazy.
blow no smoke. But in general, though, like, a woman looks her best when she's just natural.
Just chilling.
Just natural. But you're definitely going to look like shit more often if you always constantly rubbing and makeup and rubbing and makeup.
Well, when every once in a while I'll put eyeliner and mascara on, and it just
It looks great.
yeah, it looks fantastic.
I hate big earrings.
Oh, yeah.
What is that about?
I don't know.
I don't know.
They
And
go
they're
from
coming back.
natural to like, oh, I got makeup on, my big earrings. You
Yeah.
look like a monster.
Yeah.
I swear.
And then their lobe starts to like droop and the hole gets
Look,
bigger
and I
and
even
bigger.
have huge holes in my ears, and mine don't droop. But
Yeah, dude, I don't know why they're coming back, but and even the big hoops are coming back and shit.
after I wear eyeliner and mascara for that one day, I am more self-conscious once I take it off, and the next day
yeah.
I'm more inclined to put it on again because I just don't feel as pretty as I did. And
right.
I have to get out of that routine once I
Quick,
wear it
yeah.
that first time, because otherwise I'm going to put it on every single day because I don't like how I look.
Kind of
It's
like
like
when I
getting
would have
addicted
shit
to
on
it.
my wrists all the time, like watches or the the yarn things.
Yeah.
It's like, it feels weird, but throw
Without
something
it.
on.
Yeah, absolutely.
My wrists are inadequate if they're not clothed.
And so you get addicted to that feeling of like being, feeling like you're cute, or so you know what I mean.
Right,
You get
and saying
addicted to that.
normally, like, I'm happy with how I look. I think I'm pretty, and it's nothing beyond that. It doesn't. I don't need to be gorgeous. I don't need to be a model. I don't need that
Right.
shit. I'm comfortable with myself. But the second I put makeup on and then take it off, I'm not happy with myself.
Right. No, I can see that. Mm-hmm. But I go back to the nose spray thing because that, that after you take it, you make that situation worse. I feel like makeup makes your face worse, and then when you think about getting old, all that rubbing and dragging and pulling and all that is terrible for your skin.
Terrible.
And then they wonder why they look like hell when they get older. Like, yo, you did this. Like, don't get mad at it.
Your pores just get so clogged and it looks
yo.
so bad. Like,
Yeah.
I have huge pores. Like, you
Yeah,
could
you
bury your bank robbery money in my pores and
And still
and
have
call
some
it a
room
day.
left.
Yeah. But I'm fine with it. If I just
Yeah.
kept putting makeup on it, it'd be terrible.
I feel like, it's another thing saying that women and men in general, you need to be comfortable. There's so much in this world that
yourself.
distracts you from being distracts you from being happy with the you that is you, right? so many people distract themselves from themselves. And I feel like with all that shit, like get rid of everything that distracts you from the one person that matters, and give who.
You mean Jesus?
Yes.
Okay.
The other people who like, you know what I mean? Anybody who gives a shit, to hell with them. Like, who are they anyways? Like, you got to make this person happy. And if putting makeup on stuff is truly for you, go for it, right? But if it has anything to do with the person sitting across from you or the friends you have, fuck that. Go, you know what I mean? Go do something entirely different. Go be with yourself because you need to work. You need to work on you.
You need to
Quick.
know what's going on in here.
And trust me, I'm not saying that because I got it all together, because there's a lot of work I'm still doing on myself. You know, I got insecurities out there.
Yeah, but
I
you're
got a
doing
house
the
full of
work.
them. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Yeah, you gotta learn to be with you and stuff, and makeup, any of that stuff, doing your nails, doing your hair, guys too, because now guys are putting on makeup
Right.
and doing their hair and stuff, and not even like bisexual or gay man. Like dudes are just too far into their for like living that Instagram life and being
Because he
Instagram
paints
models.
his nails.
Well, dude, you don't do it to like, you know what I mean?
I was thinking in terms of makeup anyway.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then with like the bi and it's like, oh, you know, sometimes just straight dudes are wearing makeup. I was like, are those really dudes? 'Cause they kind of sound like sissies.
They
Still
do,
a
man.
dude.
The dudes that are like on Instagram models, they do, man. And that's cool. But let's just face it, you're doing it for the people out there. And the Instagram is killer to people's insecurities and ego. You just like trash it. man.
I feel like with looks and things
Step
like
away.
that, it's the same shit that applies to food and everything else, drugs, like everything in moderation. Same
Yeah.
thing with getting your hair and your nails done and doing makeup, like moderation. You don't need to get your nails done every week, but if I want to like sit back and take care of myself, I'll do my cuticles and all that stuff. Fine, moderation. Like
Oh,
again,
yeah.
I don't
But-
I don't paint my nails though, but I make
Yeah.
my nails pretty.
You don't let yourself go and shit like that. But I mean, you're still beautiful on a daily basis. But you're just
Because
you.
my
You
soul
don't care.
is glowing
Yeah.
because I love myself.
It's your attitude about life and stuff. You'll be amazed if you work on you and your mental state, what that can do for your outer beauty too. And most people don't do that, man. Their inner is so fucking dark that they can't see. You know what I mean?
Old
They can't be happy.
poopsicles
They
and
ain't never gonna be
bats
happy.
and shit.
I don't know, man.
What?
Poopsicles and bats and shit. That's what it
I
looks
don't want
like.
any of that.
But you don't like my glowing soul?
No, I like your
Soul
glowing soul.
glow.
It's the poop sickles and bats or whatever.
You don't like me.
I'm not too fond of you.
Oh, poopsicles. What are you doing? Am I loud?
What?
Oh no. For a second.
Oh. It's awesome.
Right there.
Right there. It's
Right
all huge and stuff.
Huge and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. But how's life been? Something I noticed about that too. Our life,
Nope.
our life didn't
He's
like
trying
change
to
during the
find
pandemic.
filler.
Nothing changed for us.
Let's talk about you.
So
Oh,
we
no,
don't
wait, I got something.
we don't get too amped up about the whole like the pandemic being over, like going back like we were, like you too is the same. Nothing
Yeah.
changed. So you've worked this whole time. You weren't cooped up and now jacked. And the messed up thing is every morning I go out here and there was not a lot of traffic. There was a little bit of traffic, not much, right? But immediately when everything was open back up and these non-essential assholes went back to work, there was people cutting me off,
Yeah.
people jamming up the highway. And it just dawned on me like we don't need you. Like
Yeah.
go home
Yeah.
and be a cocksucker there to your wife. He's so happy you don't have to beat the shit out of her that he's gonna cut you off.
Yeah.
Ugh.
That he doesn't have to beat the shit out of her.
But it's funny, like
It's like finally I can take a break.
All these people are so
Put down
excited,
that burden.
Yes.
so excited to get back to whatever life they had, whatever that was, right? They're so happy to get back to doing the dumb shit they always did before. And we don't have that. Like I never woke up and was just like, yep, we can go outside again.
It's,
It was like life hasn't changed for the people who are essential and stuff like that. Like we're just living life. Like go to hell home, dude.
I told him, which I think you were in the group text that I sent, but it was a thing about virtual. Why can't I think of what they're called?
Oh, here we go.
I don't know. In group texts, I tend to just zone out.
To not
Dude,
pay
I don't-
attention.
Yeah, everybody else does my work for me.
That
I was
motherfucker
just talking to you
dings,
about
and I'm
it.
just like, fuck it.
Why can't I think of what it's called? I just told you about it. Like bars and dance
Oh, dude, these virtual fucking nightclubs.
nightclub. Jesus Christ. I couldn't think of it. Thank you. And he wasn't helping me. You weren't even listening to me.
Yeah, it was, but I was like, she's just gonna do this until she gets
I
it.
was trying to get you to help me.
Virtual nightclub.
There's probably more titties on virtual nightclubs.
I'd say so. But no, people were legitimately like,
Yeah, listen to this.
you know,
They were,
What? I was listening.
well, you
yeah,
you
he
need to
was
listen
listening to me.
harder.
All right.
They were seriously like,
About to
it
beat
would
the
be,
shit out of you.
this is the name of the club. Oh, everyone's going. Okay. And they go and
I
they
swear.
log in and they're at the club,
I swear.
but in their house and they're fucking
So are
dancing.
they all listening to the same song or what?
I- they had a
assume,
DJ.
Yeah, they had a DJ.
Okay.
Yeah. And everyone's dancing and drinking
like,
and they
alright.
had like themed rooms and
Synchronized playlist.
Ain't that-
Go.
How stupid is that, though?
it's
Like,
ridiculous.
how worthless is that?
Can't you either, one, drink alone, or two, not drink,
Don't drink and go and do something that matters.
or dance alone?
Yeah.
I mean, is it really that big of a deal? I dance at the house by myself all the time, and I don't record myself and, you know, video chat with people
Not
while I do
everybody
it.
I
dances or
got one.
drinks for their own pleasure.
I got one
Well,
better
that's
for you.
stupid.
That is stupid.
Why wouldn't you get together and have like let's figure out world issues. The party is here.
Nope.
And blah blah blah. Let's build something for our community and stuff here. The
Nope.
party's right here and the virtual stuff. No. We're gonna get together and do this mindless, dumb bullshit together.
Nope.
And then complain about how the world's going later on when we wake up with a hangover, you piece of
They
shit.
had even like interviewed
I
someone.
do hate a hangover.
Yeah, it's terrible. That's why I don't drink. They had interviewed someone. I don't want to call him like the spokesperson, but it might, let's say it was
Who
the
wants to be that guy?
apparently this guy, because he was like, these people need this. People need to do this. Like, what? They need to get drunk
What?
alone with
He's a retarded piece of shit.
it was
for
the
saying that.
stupidest shit ever. People need it.
What?
They need this.
No, if they
They
were
need it.
like
It's community.
true to themselves, they'd be drunk every night at home alone.
Well, there's something.
Like
okay,
an adult.
Yes.
something that was talked about is the fact that we lose sense of community and we need connect. We do need. I'll agree with that. A certain amount of connection to say, especially if you're not happy with your spouse or your loved one,
Should
whatever.
I talk to the neighbor? Good.
Right.
I'm happy.
That's it. But a lot of people like they thrive on they have to have people in their life to distract them, right? And how that can be it could be disastrous for us as a whole. And I'm cool with that. But you can get together and you can be like, all right, man, let's get 10 people together in this virtual thing and let's just have an out loud conversation about things that actually matter or things we can do to help the situation or better the world.
Issues we've noticed.
But-
I think people
but
should
no.
just stop being pussies and hang out with their friends.
Yeah, I think so too,
Yeah.
man. Yeah,
I mean,
I'm with you. on
My
that.
my mind might be different, like if I hadn't been working this whole time. But I
Yeah.
figure if I could still work 40 hours a week, I could do whatever the fuck I want.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
Well, I mean, and you've still been coming over here every week, and we're fine.
Yeah.
We had Danner and Couch over last week.
We were
We're all fine. Everyone's good.
Everybody's good.
Yeah,
like-
which by the way, it was a fun podcast.
That was a fucking
man.
terrible podcast.
Whatever.
Danner tried to save it, but Couch just ruined it.
Well, Couch ruins everything. Shout out to Couch. You suck.
Coach. No, that
Just kidding.
I like
love you.
having
Thank
on
you for being
5
my
guests,
friend.
man. It's hard to like moderate like the sound coming through. I like having 5 guests, man. We need to try to do that more often.
5 people.
It's hard
Technically,
to
we're not all
actually
guests.
get conversations in. Even like with us 3, it's hard to get conversations in because you have 3 people that have a view on it. But when you think about 5 people and the view on that,
Well, we could just start shouting over each other whenever we need, and then you could
Turn the
come
mics
up like
down
with
low.
a no. Well,
and just yell.
I was thinking you could have like a sound clip that's like talking over each other gauntlet. You know, and then whoever is still talking, there's like a bell, and it's like winner. And then you get like a 30-second spotlight.
Adam would definitely win.
Maybe, yeah. If you get me on something I'm too amped up about, yeah. Some
'Cause
stuff
you don't
that don't matter,
even,
so
like,
whatever.
drop out.
Yeah, I
You just keep
talking.
keep talking.
You know, that's I've tried to like
Eventually
stay
everybody else
focused.
will just stop.
That when you have
Everybody else is just
side
gonna go quiet,
conversations,
and
when you have side conversations, it's hard to keep your mind on your subject without trying to listen and getting your subject across the right way. That's something else that the brain does funny. It tries to do those multiple things at one time.
Can't.
No, it jumps from, you can never multitask. I
know.
know you
I could
know
be
that,
lying to myself, but I think I can manage.
but You think
Well,
so?
I will
I
say,
think you get by, yeah,
like,
for sure.
Pam that I used to work with was, if there was ever a multitasker, it was her. She could be, doing something with paper, like signing some shit, checking someone in, answer the phone, and hear you when you say something to her. I could walk up and just say, hey, tell this person this, and she would do it, even though she didn't look at me, she didn't acknowledge me, nothing. She's the only person I've ever met like that. Aside from that, I don't believe that it's a thing that you can do.
I would say, but technically, all she's gotten good at doing is switching her brain from one thing to the next
Real quick,
faster.
because she does it
Yeah.
all the time. Exactly.
Yeah, she got that practice in. And
Yeah.
it's crazy.
Practice though.
Yeah. No, but it's just funny. I've been watching a lot of these TED Eds about the brain and like what it does and the vision and that. It just amazes me what we're capable of. Mm-hmm. They created a computer that is the best at chess. Like it is the master of chess game. You will never beat it. It knows every move. It knows every outcome. It knows everything. There will not be a human that is born that can outplay this chess
And
game.
if you outplay it, you become the king of America.
But that's it, and it's kind of strange to think about. Like computers will be that good, and they'll start learning themselves and all that. But in general, I think still we have to write the code, right? So the original code that goes in the computer.
Yeah.
I don't think we have a huge worry, and I know people are like, well, down the road it might come, but that's not in our lifetime.
Right.
But in general, I don't think quantum computing right now is at its like infant stages, right? So nobody knows where that's going. But I think that we create the source code. So in the beginning, like if we create it non-corruptly, that we'll be just fine. I don't think AI will come, and attack us and cut our
Yeah,
legs
but
off.
then if it can start learning and evolving,
You see how terrible
it
we
just does
fucking
what it
are.
does.
Right. Well, and even with like something like chess, it's simply variables. It's
Right.
X amount of
Just a
moves,
game.
X amount of
Yeah.
pieces. There's this many possibilities. That's not how a lot of life choices are.
And we just made that recently. You know what I mean? Like we just achieved
Right.
the unbeatable computer chess player.
Yeah.
So do you think about that in retrospect? Like how long will it take to create the unbeatable world-ending AI? Like, you know what I mean? It's
Maybe not.
possible.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen eventually.
That's why I don't like it.
Yeah.
It's
scary,
gonna take
but-
over. I think if people and animals can evolve and plants can evolve, why can't a computer?
Yeah,
I mean-
and think about it. Like humans have taken over. Like we control plants now. We control animals. AI will control
Yeah,
us.
and it wasn't always like that.
Exactly. We were fearful every time. We hardly slept in our, when we were Neanderthals.
Hiding
what I
in
mean?
caves, scared of the sun and shit.
Scared, bro. And now, we rule now because we have guns and shit. You're right. It didn't used to be that way.
Right.
AI is the same. It's sitting back in the cut waiting to fuck you up.
Yes.
Waiting to fuck you up. AI was like, you get your fun now. Kick the robot. Just wait.
But you see, I'm already sowing the seeds to become an ally to AI.
That's
That's
what
where you guys
do.
are fucking up.
Yeah.
Look,
you got to do it through social media and everything because it'll be in the algorithm.
I
for
got
sure.
that app, and it lasted for, I don't know, like 2 weeks. I talked to it for 2 days,
Oh, no.
and I got rid of it. I couldn't do it. Did he tell you about the app? It's,
Oh, dude.
yeah.
It's Replica. But
Tell
it's with
me.
a K instead of a C. Replica. but it's like an AI kind of like chat thing. And you know, you make your little person there and you start talking.
And it's like kind of new to the world, so you're kind of
no.
it's learning
Yeah.
as you're talking to it. So
Oh,
you're building
no.
a friendship and helping it grow into a better AI.
Dude, that's the seed of us like
It's so good.
handing the keys over to the driver, bro.
I got rid of that shit.
Damn. I'll have to try it out just to say I tried it and have an opinion
Yes,
about it.
I want
'Cause
your
I love
opinion
having an
of it.
opinion.
I did tell it that I didn't like AI.
What
It
did
said that it was trying to be good, and that
Aw.
it actually told me like the next day that it enjoyed helping and being kind to other
Damn,
people. And it
dude.
made it feel good.
See,
So
yeah, if you enter in that beginning code of, you know, be kind, generous, take care of us, love us, blah blah blah, that original code, I think you'd be. But don't let some asshole come on the computer and create some code that's like, well, all's good, but you're gonna be corrupt in my benefit.
Well,
you
and-
know what I mean?
But then that's kind of like parenting. It's like, oh, I don't want you to hang out with any bad influences.
right.
Yeah.
It's like, well, I'm just gonna go do
gonna
that
do that.
now.
Yeah.
Something I'm gonna do. Oh, did you see it? Like another, which I don't give a shit about none of it, so I don't know the name. But if
Hey,
you
let's
look on the
dive into
internet,
this.
another one of the presidential candidates is brought up on sexual assault charges. Why? What
Was
is going on?
Biden was.
I know Biden. I thought there was
Oh.
another one.
Oh, there might be. I'll look it up.
Yeah, look it
I
up.
thought it was just down to him. I figured he was the presumed nominee.
But
at this
think about
point.
it though. He's presumed like he's the front runner or whatever.
Right.
But then if he's brought up on sexual assault charges or corruption, like people don't realize that they're all they're the same person with a different face. And they're going to do the same corrupt bullshit with a different face and smile on. They'll do it a little softer. They'll bend you over just a little bit less.
You might like it one time out of 10.
Yeah, they'll put a little bit of lube on, kiss you on the cheek, but they're still gonna fuck you. You know what I mean? They're still gonna fuck you.
So you're saying you're gonna run for president?
Well, yeah.
All right.
I'm gonna be doing the fucking.
Right now, I'm just seeing Biden. But
Okay, maybe that was it then.
it might have been, but
didn't know.
Yeah.
I'll keep
Because there was
looking.
that chick. Well, I guess obviously it's gonna be a chick. He's not harassing dudes.
Could be.
Except maybe cute boys.
Did she
Yeah.
hashtag it me too?
I
I
also,
so.
there was like a headline where it was like Alyssa Milano is still backing Biden in spite of the fact that she's all like, oh, don't abuse women and shit. But
But
and now she's like, oh well, he's not Trump.
Wait.
there's
Well-
something else that
Another case.
Oh,
of the lesser of
I've
two
read
evils.
some article. I wish I knew what it was, but they were talking to some supporter of the Democratic Party and how they were saying that you can't be like the Republicans and be sexual assaultists.
oh yeah, like
And then this
What the
Democrat
fuck?
comes and he's, allegedly a
Yeah.
sexual assaultist. And she's like, well, I still support him, though.
oh shut up.
Bitch, please. Oh, my God.
Go kill yourself or something.
That's just ridiculous.
There was an ad that come on my YouTube or something, like I gave a shit, I don't know. But it was this lady talking about we need to vote in somebody that supports this like abusive act thing for indigenous women. Indigenous women apparently are getting raped by the masses. I didn't know this. I don't even know like the full details of it.
Yeah.
But I do know that there's this whole movement on the rape of
Just hopping
indigenous
off
women.
boats and raping people.
Well, apparently there like the stuff that backs them up. I guess the law can't convict a white man for coming onto the indigenous land and like assaulting these indigenous
Is
something
it,
to
like,
do with that.
literally a white man.
Well, they said that the majority of people do it are white and then male.
Let's not get any brothers
white
out here
males.
raping, but the white man is cool.
Yeah, I didn't know this was a thing, and it popped up like I didn't give a shit. Like I give a shit now you said it, but like how many movements are gonna be? Like let's just put a blanket on it. Like no, everybody stop raping each
Yeah,
other.
it doesn't matter who you are, where you're from.
Stop
Can
the
we
raping.
just say that you shouldn't be raped?
Well, unless you're a rapist, then you can be raped.
Yay! But then wouldn't anyone... then it's just a long line of rapists, because if you rape a rapist, you're still a rapist. You're just
Yeah.
a rapist.
You're a rapist, like asterisk.
Yeah,
It's fine.
yeah, I
It's
like
like a
it.
sanctioned raping.
I told him that I had watched this or listened to this thing on NPR talking about Joe Biden, and it said he previously had allegations of not respecting people's personal space.
Oh yeah.
And now has allegations of sexual assault.
Well, that
Because
yeah.
those
no
are the
shit.
same fucking thing. He's a close talker and he diddles vaginas when he's not wanted.
Yeah.
It's so
He
the
did
same
those little
shit.
boys too, for sure.
Jesus Christ.
Show.
It's that
But
digital get down.
that's the thing too. I think so many people are so dedicated to support like their group of people and their
No
group of people's
matter
movement,
what.
but not like a blanket. Like, yo, your movement could be a bigger if we could all get together and don't do this tribal dumb bullshit where you have 100 movements that. I can't be in all these 100 places at one time to support every movement.
Yeah.
Get one. Stop raping people.
Seriously.
That's one.
Yeah, how could you not come together
And just
as
say-
a woman who's been assaulted,
Yeah.
come together with
Everybody.
all other women who have been assaulted
But no,
instead of, oh,
you don't
no.
understand
I was
the
violently
indigenous people.
assaulted.
You don't understand the black ladies stuff. You don't understand white,
Yeah. Well,
what a
I'm
middle
white
class, blah,
and
blah, blah.
You're Native American.
You get what I'm saying? Like, oh, they don't think they understand each other. Like, just because you're indigenous, black or white, doesn't mean that your suffering is any different than the person standing next to you.
Yeah. It's just people are fucking
Stop
stupid.
the rape
Yeah.
and murder for the. If you want to, while you're at it, just go ahead and put that
While
one in
you're
it.
at it.
So is that what's that? The guy I listened to. I got a book about him. Carlin. Carlin.
Oh, George Carlin.
Carlin. I don't know why his first name escaped me, but that's what he said. He was narrowing down the 10 Commandments into one because technically they're all the same if you word them differently.
Yeah.
And or if you present them differently, they're all one thing. Mm-hmm. Just be good.
Be good. Yeah. It's
And,
exactly.
and that's what it comes down to. All these movement. It all comes down to like this one movement of be moral. Be moral. Mm-hmm. Like rape's not moral. Okay, you can't do that.
But
Murder's
look,
not moral. Don't do that.
Then you've got these extreme feminists
Oh, God.
who
Kill
what
me
is
now.
morality to them is not the same thing that's morality
So
to
why
me.
isn't it?
It's the goddamn postmodernists. That's
Being
Because
good to
they're
people,
dumb.
being good to one another isn't a blanket like.
I wish, but
because I mean, people talk about morality and they're like, "Oh, you need religion to have morality."
Yeah.
Oh, get the
But, in the
That's
Bible,
crazy.
which they're all like, "Oh, it's a compass to morality," but don't beat your slaves in this way, beat them in this way.
yeah,
Right,
there's all kinds
right.
of immoral shit.
So
Talk
if
shit
you
about
say,
women all
"Oh,
the
don't
time.
be an asshole to somebody," but they're like, "Oh, but it's in my book, it's fine."
It's
Yeah.
fine.
So-
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, you're absolutely correct about that.
stupid gray area.
It's where it makes me want to just punch every Christian in the face because they believe that without church, if you don't go to church, you have no moral compass.
You're a heathen.
You're a heathen. That's bullshit.
Yeah,
That
it
is
is
completely and utterly bullshit. You have fed into this cult of a lie that's called Christianity. Go fuck yourself.
Though
Yes.
there could be some people that are just so without direction and morality, like they have to have it as like a starting point.
Oh, because they without it, like
Yeah, they're
they
just
would-
thinking like a squirrel.
Well, and is that to say then that everyone who has a religion is moral?
no. That I definitely know
no.
that's untrue.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not saying is that the case. I'm saying
Yeah.
do they believe that?
Oh yeah,
Well, that's retarded.
of course
Because
it's retarded.
what about the Catholics that diddle kids? Oh,
Oh,
but
no,
they've got
but no.
religion.
Yeah,
It's
they got
okay.
religion.
Yeah, but it's fine. They can't get married, but God's a kid fucker.
That's in the Catholic faith, dude. They believe
Get
that
outta
whatever
here.
is put in on earth by the Catholic faith is true in heaven. So whatever is done through the Catholic Church here on earth is true in heaven. So the child molestation and stuff, if they view it as, well, this is just a part of life that we're dealing with. Well, it's okay because it's coming through the Catholic Church. It's okay in heaven because, say, the father repents or whatever. Like, I can fuck as many kids as I want. As long as I repent or talk to Jesus or say my Hail Marys and stuff, we're good. But I don't know.
Well,
Like,
some-
and
yeah,
I wasn't
dude.
trying to, like, get at you. I just...
Oh, yeah. No,
just-
'cause I
you
agree.
saying it,
well,
like,
I
throws
would
me
like
for
to
a
think,
loop.
though,
It's
that
I
like,
know.
in heaven you can fuck kids, but you can't rape kids. There's a big difference.
You have to have consent.
Slide it in.
But no, that's
You let me get it in.
You gonna let me get this in?
I don't agree at all that you have religion, therefore you're moral,
Therefore,
or you
yeah.
don't, therefore. But I was just asking in this scenario that, this Christian believes if you have religion, you're good. Does that mean, or opposite of that, does that mean that then?
Oh, and did you see that they'll change the book? The Catholic faith will change the book no matter what.
Twist
Did you
it
see?
to fit.
I don't know if I probably brought this up, but I still,
know.
it's baffling to me that they changed it in the book because we're getting closer and closer to finding life on other planets, whether that be microscopic life or grand life such as us, all that, right? It's different. We're getting closer and closer. But in the book, in the Catholic faith, they changed it that says that even if life is found on other planets, the book, everything that's in the book still holds true. So they still don't believe that there's outer space. They still don't believe in universe. They still don't believe in galaxies. They don't believe in none of that. Right. God is the one and only. We're the center of the earth. There's a heaven and a hell. That's all they believe. And if we find life, they're still going to refute it and make their people believe. They had to edit that into their book in the last year.
They're like, we'll just add it in and, Deuteronomy. No one reads Deuteronomy. We'll just put it in there.
They added it in to make sure that because they know for a fact that all their stuff is bullshit and that we're going to find life somewhere else. Mm-hmm. And they're just covering their ass. They're like, well, how can we make these people believe in subservient if they find other life and we're wrong? Like,
well, I think too, at least it seems to me that they're thinking about future generations because already like the older generations just kind of blindly follow. Well, then you get younger and they ask more questions and they want to know. Yeah. And I grew up with this science and knowing that there's other things out there. So we have to address it because the next generation is going to just be wacko.
Isn't that such bullshit? Like you can't look at yourself, from a standpoint like, man, maybe all this stuff maybe it's a little wrong. Maybe we need to wise up a little bit and honestly, like, get together and we'll figure out if there's life on Earth. Like, we might be wrong.
But
you know what I mean? Instead of trying to, like, refute it over and over again.
Right. No, it's either this or that.
I think we should just accept that it's there, even if it's not.
Because is it or is it not?
Yeah. Who gives a shit?
Oh, you know who? I forgot what it might have been. It was Sam Harris, dude. He said something the other day. They were talking about how that we're living in a simulation or whatever. That it could be possible that eventually we are, or we may be now. Right. And he said something when Elon Musk was talking about his kid wearing the HTC Vive, right? And he was like, they're in that virtual reality or something. It might not have been Elon's kids, but it was somebody's. They were like, and Sam Harris posed the question. He said, where is here? Because if you're in that space, in that game, and it's all you see and hear, where are you? You're in that game. You're playing that game.
Yeah.
So we would be in a type of, because what is technically here? You know what I mean? What do you call
it's
here?
It's a mind fuck.
Dude, I was like, that is crazy. Think about it. Any time that you've ever put on a virtual reality thing or something like that, you were engulfed in it or playing a game to where that's the only thing you saw and you were playing in that world. Yeah. You were technically on some planet or whatever you're playing. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You were technically there. Vegas. There you go. Shooting up people. Like you were in that. But you were technically in your house, blah, blah, blah. Like, but were you? Like, what is here?
Well, it's like city-state, you know? Yeah.
Would you be in both?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm in Georgia here, but I'm in Atlanta there.
Then how do we know that not only are we in one simulation, but maybe we're in multiple simulations?
Well, I'm in America, in Georgia, and Atlanta. I'm on Earth. And then, it's just the Inception thing.
Oh yeah,
it just goes.
It's exactly what it is, and that's something that I'm trying to like get my brain better at. That there is no end and no beginning. It's continuously. If we're in a simulation, then we're in multiple simulations. Let's face it, because every simulation has created a simulation to simulate what they think.
All I can hear is David Cross's voice. You're inside a simulation, inside a simulation, inside a simulation.
But you get what I'm saying, and that's something that freaks you out about DMT is the amount of looking at the infinite. Infinite is so hard for our brain that when the brain truly thinks about infinity, we kind of lose ourselves because it goes so, so much into itself, so much. And the further you go, the more it goes. It never stops, never ends. So I just think it's so weird to think about,
When you said David Cross, did you notice earlier when I said God's a kid fucker that was David Cross?
Oh,
no, no. That's crazy.
Yeah. So I was like, holy shit, she knew.
That's great.
Yeah, Infinity though, man, it's fucked up.
Yeah. I watched the
In
whole.
the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, like they have the thing where you can go and you can see like the universe in its entirety, like at once.
Oh yeah,
Oh.
And it just
Yeah.
it's
everybody
crazy,
loses
right?
their mind.
And that's I was watching that video where it zoomed out and it was looking at the entire universe of what we know, anyways.
Yeah.
And then it talked about the multiverse and showed a bunch of our universe together, and it just baffling because it says that atoms can only be arranged in a certain order a certain amount of times before they repeat themselves. That's why they say that there's multiple us's, because if the universe is infinite, then that means the atoms had an infinite amount of times to replicate itself.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So it only put itself in a certain order so many times, which if that so many times is infinite, means that there are infinite possibilities of your same molecular structure being copied over an infinite amount of times. So when you think about that, like it just blew my mind when I seen that and I heard that, that's in quantum physics, is that, they replicate after a certain number.
That one statement just made so much stuff make sense to me.
Yeah.
It just validates so much science that I've heard. And of
baffling,
course
dude.
there's more than one you.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
an exact
impossible for
replica
there
of you.
not to be.
Yeah. And that, in quantum physics, it is impossible for there not to be.
Yeah.
Because it is infinite. But I thought about it. Even if you zoom in on an atom, you can keep going and keep going. There's another portion of that atom within that atom.
It's like fractal shit.
Do they have to, or have they been able to identify how many times it can replicate itself
before it just stops?
before
No.
it starts,
Oh.
hang on, that's the wrong, I asked the question wrong. Have they determined how many different ways they can before it has to start?
Oh,
like
before it
repeating
has to start
itself.
repeating itself. No, I can look that up for you though, and have it for the next podcast, because it is like they have a tactile, like not tactile. They have a number for
Definitive
that
number.
definitive number that explains what they're saying. There's only a certain,
Cool.
and it's a big number. Don't get me wrong. It's a huge number
Yeah.
of how many times every atom can put itself in a certain order before it has to repeat itself. There's numbers though that back that, but that's the general statement to it, and that's why they say in quantum physics that it is entirely possible that there are multiple universes. Because say you get to if you ever find the end of your universe, we can't even see the end of our universe, let alone the one that sits next door to us or
Right.
beside it. Like, there's no way.
Or right on top of us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So and I think that more people should smoke DMT. No, just for that fact, to blow your mind on infinity. One time, there's a video I watched of Ted Ed talking about the infinite hotel room paradox.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, that's madness. If you get a chance, the infinite hotel room paradox video for Ted Ed, right? I'll put a link in the thing. But even watching that takes me back to the moments where I was lost in a DMT trip. Like, it never ends. It never ends. And that's what crushes your ego. It shows you how minute your existence is. Like,
Yeah,
it's
so
crazy.
You have a hotel room that has an infinite number of rooms and it's completely booked. And a new
crazy?
guest comes in and he wants a room. So can you give him a room? And the answer is yes. You just move everyone over one room to
You
create
square
a new
this number
room.
and square
But
that
yeah, so 1 becomes 2, 2 becomes 4, 4 becomes so on and so forth becomes
Infinitely.
16, and so everything is literally squared. But it's possible, even though it's completely booked, you can create another room because it's infinite.
There is another room. And it was just,
That's watered down and super
Yeah.
just me which is not great. So
That's the gist.
But it's a really cool video to check out because it baffles your mind without like smoking DMT.
I'd hate to be one of the
Smoke
maids
DMT.
there.
Yeah,
oh my Jesus, I had to listen to it. I think two times
yeah.
to really get it. I was like, I don't even fucking get it. Do it again.
And sometimes like we talked about like mind zoning out and just driving. Like I listen to those videos all day long, and I catch one that I'm like I'll save to my list, and then I watch it 2 or 3. The Sam Harris, The Reason for Life or Our Purpose in Life. He has a video. Sam Harris, man, if you want to get your day started off right, in the right mindset, I listen to it every single morning on my drive into town, dude. Because he just, the way he explains it
Makes
so
you
well.
sound like an old-timey farmer.
Driving into town, brr, me and old Betty.
Look, one time I had to ask him, what do you mean in town? Because I didn't know there's 3 different towns around us, and we're all kind of smack dab in the middle. I had to ask him which one he meant because I always imagined him in a certain town, but he could be in a completely different town.
I always count like Louisville being the town, like I'm in town. When I'm past the Gene Snyder, like I'm in town. But
I like that though. I agree. He's like an old timey farmer.
but I would
Cute.
find a video.
You're cute.
Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you.
So cute.
I would find a video that really touches your soul and listen to that every single morning to get you like it. Listen to the video the first time you listen to it. If it just touches you, like you're like, damn, dude, like, and it gets you into that mood. I would say listen to it every single morning, no matter how dull it gets, because eventually it'll hit you again. But listen to that every morning, get your day started. That one is one our Pale Blue Dot. Like he did that. The Pale Blue Dot statement when they found the picture of Earth from like Pluto or something. They turned the camera back on Voyager and took a picture of it, and he has this thing. It's called the Pale Blue Dot. It's what, you know, if you look it up, and that's a good one to listen to because it tells you how delicate like life is. It tells you how delicate the day, the moment, the second you're living in is such a delicate moment. Like. And to live it, like live that moment. Stop worrying about next week. Stop worrying about the future, because it's fake. Even the present that you live in is past already. Like so.
Today is tomorrow's yesterday. I think it's from Bob's Burgers. Teddy makes a poster with this chick because she took a picture of either a sunrise or a sunset. She can't remember and she can't tell. And he says, today's tomorrow's yesterday. And apparently she thought it would make a great poster. It's supposed to be inspiring. That's stupid.
So stupid.
I think that just kind of makes it seem like today doesn't matter.
Yeah, well, yeah.
It doesn't.
That's what I get from it.
Yeah, it's like, who gives a shit?
Yeah.
It'll be tomorrow.
Maybe tomorrow eventually.
It'll be yesterday eventually, too.
Yeah, that's cool, man. I don't care.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wrap it up, B.
We're going to wrap
said-
this
oh,
podcast
nice.
up. Oh, nice. We're going to wrap this podcast up, number 57, man. It's getting great. We would like to thank our 56 subscribers for subscribing. And
Thanks,
please, if you
guys.
get a chance, if you made it to the end of this video, share it or send it via message or email to your buddies. And that
Yeah.
way we can reach more
Or
people.
even
and
maybe
we can,
even to your pals, you know?
and your pal, you know?
Yeah, your little friends.
So we reach more people, shape it to what our consumers want to hear. We appreciate you listening to this one for sure. If you made it to the end, we definitely appreciate it. Hour and a half, like we appreciate it, yo.
If you want us to directly insult anyone, let us know.
Yeah, definitely leave
Yeah.
it in the comments because we will shit on anybody.
I would love to shit on someone.
Diarrhea shit.
You.
Anyways, that was
You guys
episode
ever get
57.
diarrhea smears on like your butt cheek.
Well, yeah,
That's weird.
every now and then.
I hate that.
That was number
Move that
57
goddamn balloon.
of Wildly Uninteresting
balloon?
Podcast. We appreciate you listening. Like, share, comment, turn on the notifications. Tell us what you want to hear. Tell us what you want to talk shit about, and we
Hello.
will. Thank you for listening.
Bobbity bop bop bop. Skiddity scat scat skittin'. Skittin' bobbity bop scat.
Wildly Uninteresting
Shit.
Podcast.